Hey, I'm doing something I almost never do. I'm dropping a bonus episode with zero planning, zero prep. It's just me, my phone, and something I witnessed at the airport last night that I genuinely cannot stop thinking about. And given what's still happening in Hawaii right now, today, as I'm recording this on Sunday, I think you need to hear this before you get on a plane. So, we just wrapped up a trip to Legoland in San Diego. Totally separate thing. My 9-year-old was exhausted. We were all at the end of vacation haze, just trying to get home. We're sitting at our gate at San Diego Airport, and right next to us is a gate full of families boarding a flight to Maui. It's March, spring break, peak season. You could just feel the energy. Kids in aloha shirts, parents already mentally on the beach, that whole thing. And then the gate agent picks up the microphone. They need 8 people to voluntarily get off the flight. There's weight restrictions because of a major storm hitting Hawaii. Here's what they offered: a $1,000 travel voucher, transferable, meaning you could literally hand it to someone else, plus a hotel for the night, a Lyft voucher, food vouchers, and a guaranteed seat on the next day's flight. I'm sitting there as a total bystander thinking, that is an unbelievable deal. Somebody please take that deal. Right next to me is a family of 6. There's 2 parents and a bunch of kids. They'd clearly been talking it over, and I heard the mom say, "We can't, it's high season, we might not get flights." And I just sat there with that for a long time. Because I don't think they were bad parents. I don't think they were being reckless. I think they just didn't know. They were in vacation mode. They'd been planning this for months, probably. The kids were excited. Everyone was excited. And the loudest thing in the room was the fear of losing their trip. But here's what they didn't know, and what I'm not sure anyone at that gate fully understood, including maybe the gate agent herself, is what was actually waiting for them on the other end of that flight. So let me tell you. This wasn't just a storm that popped up the night before that flight. This had been building since Tuesday, March 11th, 5 days, and it has hit every single island in Hawaii. This is what they call a Kona Low. It's a slow-moving, low-pressure system that parks itself near the islands and pulls deep tropical moisture over everything. They're not super common, but meteorologists are calling this one of the most damaging Kona storms in recent memory. And the National Weather Service called it a high-impact weather event from the moment it began forming. Governor Josh Green declared a statewide emergency. All public schools across the entire state were closed. State offices shut down. The University of Hawaii campuses closed. That's not a precaution. That's the government telling you, stay home. Now let me go island by island, because this wasn't just a Maui problem. This hit everything. Oahu. I think when people hear Hawaii storm, they picture the outer islands getting hit while Waikiki is somehow fine. That's not what happened here. Honolulu recorded more than 10 inches of rain since Tuesday. In a normal March, the entire city gets about 2.36 inches for the whole month. Waikiki was getting absolutely lashed. On windward Oahu, floodwater reached thigh-high on Kamehameha Highway. Kamehameha Highway had to be completely shut down near the Waiahole Stream. In Waimanalo, homeowners came home to find their houses flooded. In Hawaii Kai, stores were running on generators and cash only. Honolulu firefighters performed a dramatic rescue near Kaimuki High School, pulling 4 people and a dog off bridge pillars as floodwaters rose around them. An entire community, Otake Camp in Waialua, had to be evacuated immediately as water came over the Wahioa Reservoir spillway. And the power. On Oahu alone, about 70,000 customers were without power because storm damage took out high-voltage transmission lines across the Ko'ola mountain range. Hawaiian Electric said repairing those lines could take hours, days, or longer because crews have to physically navigate mountainous terrain just to reach them. Statewide, about 114,000 customers remained without power, even more after 186,000 had already been restored earlier in the day. This is an ongoing, active situation. One of my Instagram followers just DM'd me this morning, and they said they got the last flight out on Saturday at 3 a.m., and the pilot told them that a minute after they left Oahu, the whole island went dark. Okay, let's move over to Maui. Over the last 14 hours leading up to that flight, some areas of Maui received more than 20 inches of rain. Wind gusts exceeded 70 miles an hour. The road to Lahaina, closed. South Kihei Road, closed. North Kihei Road, closed. Dozens of people drove to Hana and got stranded there overnight when roads washed out completely. They were taken to a shelter. Maui Fire Department was conducting water rescues overnight in South Maui. A major sinkhole just opened up in South Maui, blocking road access for repair crews trying to restore power. And Lahaina, the community that survived the devastating fires in 2023, received evacuation warnings again as floodwaters pushed retention basins toward capacity. All Maui bus services were suspended until further notice. All state parks closed. Heading over to the Big Island. Flash flood warnings were extended for Hawaii Island, with rainfall coming in at 1 to 3 inches per hour on the western Kona slopes. Areas like Hawaiian Paradise Park, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, Pahoa, Pahala, all under active active flash flood warnings. About 28,000 customers on the Big Island were without power, with the hardest hit areas in Puna, North and South Kona, North Kohala, and South Hilo. And at the summits of Mauna Kea and Kona Low, blizzard conditions, over 20 inches of snow possible. Wind gusts over 100 miles an hour in Hawaii in March. And what about Kauai and Molokai? Both islands were hit throughout the week with flash flood warnings and road closures. On Molokai, mile marker 35 remained closed due to ongoing flooding. Kauai officials were warning of possible highway closures and outages all week. And this is the thing, as of right now, today, Sunday, March 15th, the entire state is still under a flood watch. Officials are urging people to stay put and only travel if absolutely necessary. The storm is just now beginning to lift northeastward, but rain and unsettled weather will continue into next week. That family of 6 landed into all of this with kids. And here's where I want to be really honest with you guys, because that's the whole point of this show. I've been that parent. I've been so locked into the plan, so deep into the logistics, so focused on not disappointing my kids, that I've overridden my own gut instinct. We all do it. Vacation brain is real and it's powerful. You've paid for the flights, you've paid for the hotel, you've told your kids about the beach, you built the whole trip up. The last thing you want to do at the gate when you're this close is to be the person who pumps the brakes. But that is exactly the moment when we have to be the most clear-headed, because we're not just traveling for ourselves, we have kids. And when something goes wrong at the destination, when the roads are flooded, when you can't reach your hotel, when the power is out and there's nowhere to go, it hits completely differently with children in tow. The emotional weight of managing a travel crisis with your kids is a whole different thing than managing it alone. The stakes are different, and our level of preparation needs to match that. So here's what I want every family traveling to Hawaii or anywhere to actually do. There's 5 things, and they're simple. Number 1, check local news at your destination before you leave your house. Not the weather app on your phone, not the airline's website. Go to Hawaii News Now. Go to Maui Now. Follow local Oahu and Maui Instagram accounts. The photos and videos of those flooded roads were being posted in real time, days before that flight boarded. The information was there, you just have to know where to look. Number 2, understand what a voluntary bump offer actually means. When an airline offers serious money and compensation to get off a flight, especially citing weather, that is a signal. They know something. A $1,000 transferable voucher, a hotel, meals, and a ride is not a consolation prize. That's the airline quietly telling you something important. Listen. Number 3, high season does not protect you from weather. I think this is the biggest mindset shift for families. We associate spring break and peak travel with smooth, seamless trips. But a Kona storm does not care that it's March and that you paid peak pricing. It does not care about your itinerary. This storm hit during one of the busiest travel weeks of the year. Number 4, get travel insurance with trip interruption and travel delay coverage. If you'd booked this Maui trip with solid travel insurance and a governor-declared state of emergency is issued for your destination, that is typically a covered event. Rebooking fees, hotels, meals, it costs a fraction of what you'd spend scrambling on the ground with hungry, scared kids. And number 5, and this one is completely free, build in a buffer day. If you can possibly swing it, do not fly home on the last day of your trip. Give yourself an extra day of flex. Because if your inbound flight gets diverted, or your destination has a weather event, or you simply can't get to the airport, you have room to breathe instead of a full-blown crisis. Now, I genuinely hope that family of 6 found somewhere safe to stay. I really do. I'm not sharing this to judge them. I'm sharing it because I think most of us could easily be in their position. Excited, committed to the plan, not wanting to let the kids down. But I sat at that gate and I knew something they didn't. And if I can be that person who makes sure that you know it before your next trip, that's the whole reason I do this. Maui is resilient, Oahu is resilient, Hawaii has been through so much, and this community always comes back stronger. It will recover from this too. But right now, today, if you have a trip to Hawaii booked in the next week or 2, please check in with local sources, be flexible, have a plan B, and if the airline ever offers you $1,000 in hotel room to get off a flight because of weather, take that hotel room. Safe travel always wins over on-time travel, especially when your kids are with you. Links to Hawaii News Now and Maui County's emergency page are in the show notes. Talk soon. Aloha.